Hey, what's up, everybody? Mogi Monster here, and welcome to Why the Fascination, or WTF. How's everybody doing tonight? It is Tuesday night. It's good to see everybody in chat. We got a bunch of people in chat already. Wow. What's up, Duke? Super Sleuth, Juanita, Mr. Lee 3PO, what's happening? Hey, Iron Dogger, great to see you. Mike Stockton, how's it going? So, yeah, guys, I have Long Island Bigfoot scheduled. Mike's supposed to come on. I sent him a link. I haven't heard anything back yet. But I also have Tex from Trinity Power Cryptid. He's waiting backstage. I'm going to bring him up in a second. I just want to finish saying hi to everybody. Rex, Paul, what's up? You know what, dude? I see your name all the time, and I do not know how to spell it. Squatch, what's happening? Let me see. Got an email. My notifications are finally catching up. Like, they just told me I'm live. Thanks. What's going on, Lockbeard? I think I said that twice. It's all right. Wonder Woman. Hey, Kathy. Great to see you. Who else we got here? Stevie B. What's going on? Good to see you here, Stevie. Who else is here? Aiden. Anyway, we got some people lined up. Let's have a show, you know. Let's just hang out and see what happens. I'm looking forward to talking to Tex. I always love talking to Tex. Find out what's been going down in Brown Springs if he's willing to talk about it. Now that I put him on the spot. But yeah, Ida, what's happening? All right. Anyway, Tex, what's going on, man?
Nada.
Yeah. I was like surprised you popped on. I was like, well, hell, I can't moderate and do my show at the same time.
Yeah, I've been having some problems with some stuff on StreamYard, and I've been emailing them back and forth, and they wanted a screenshot of what was going on. So I had to create a broadcast to get the screenshot of what was going on. And then people started popping in, and I'm like, well, you know, I don't want them to show up for no reason. So I thought, well, you know.
Well, hopefully everybody showed up here.
It looks like they did.
Yeah, like Ethan Steele, what's happening? Bama Murdoch, Skinwalker. Hey, I got your email, Skinwalker. Welcome aboard. Who else? You know, it's funny. I posted in a comment. I made a comment in Steve Ishtal's one of his videos, you know, how to hunt. And somebody commented in there and said, hey, somebody's been talking good stuff about you, so I'm subscribing. I'm like, right on. Didn't expect it. But yeah, you know, so many people in those that leave comments there, I was rather surprised. So yeah. Sandy Clemens, what's happening? So yeah, hopefully who's that? Oh, Super Sleuth. Yeah. Hey, Sandra Pink videos. Welcome. Haven't seen you in a while. I'm congested. Excuse me. I sound terrible. Beauty all around me. Good to see you. Fishing, game, and guitars. Wow, we got a lot of people here. There's 46 people watching already.
Nice.
Awesome. Oh man. So I saw some questions popping up in your brief live. What were they asking? I didn't get a chance to read them, but I heard you start to set. You know, if you want to answer them, I don't know if anybody here is here that was there who asked any questions, but feel free to ask. You know,
I know somebody asked me how long ago it was. You know, when I was talking about my last video I just put up, about the most active night I've ever had down there in Brown Springs, and to date, and that took place about 4 years ago. So that's because what I'm doing is I'm going through every one of my encounters, and I'm putting them on, as just like you would anybody else's encounter, but I'm doing my own. So, and I've I don't know if it's a good habit or a bad habit, but I've found out that I enjoy talking when I'm driving home from work. So I'll be driving home, and I'll just hit record, and I'll start telling the story. So,
right on.
Yeah. So
yeah, that wouldn't be too much of a distraction. I mean, no one else is talking to you, so you're not like, turning your head and looking to the guy next to you.
Right. I just ramble on,
Yeah, that's an interesting idea.
But that last trip, or not that last trip, that last video I put up was that whole trip was pretty intense, man. It was the first time I went up to the cemetery, and it was I got zapped that night, and it was just crazy. We got screamed at twice and growled at a couple of times. And,
oh, wow.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts.
What happened in the cemetery?
Well, the first time when I got up there, and they were supposed to have a big joint investigation or research or outing, however you want to put it. And it was supposed to be BDRP and the Oklahoma Chasing the Beast and some others, I believe. And I couldn't make it up there for that weekend thing. So, but I wanted to go up there. So I went up there on Thursday night. And it was not too long after I had stuck my foot in my mouth saying I was going to do this. I was going to go make it, go up to the cemetery solo at night. And this lady in the woods was one of them. She tried to talk me out of it. And but I gave her credit, though, in the video, because I think she understood that it was something that not just because I said I was going to do it, because I felt like I needed to do it. Something inside was saying, you need to do this. And so I did it. But I went up there the first time, and I didn't even hardly get 10 yards into the trail, man. And it was just, there was footfalls on both sides of the trail. There was some growling going on. I got,
wow.
There was a whoop off to my right. And it was just such an intense feeling that it got to the point where maybe I better rethink this type thing, and I backed out. And at that point in time, there was no cell service up there. So all I had was my pin light. And I mean, one of the old AA pin light, man. It didn't do nothing, And my cell phone, which didn't work, and set record, and then a pocket knife. Excuse me. But so I went back where I had cell service. I called D. I got a hold of D Sims too, I believe. And
thanks, Ethan.
And they said, you don't need to do this, blah, blah, blah. I said, yeah, I got to. And so I told them I'd get a hold of them as soon as I got back out, let them know I was okay. So went back up there, and there was still I could still hear some footfalls in the trees and stuff, but there wasn't, the feeling had changed. It wasn't quite as intense, and there wasn't as many, critters running around. I don't know, they were all Bigfoot, whatever. I just know there was a bunch of critters in the trees. But so I went ahead and went up. And when I got up to the actual entrance to the cemetery, there was when you come up, you're facing this tree about that big around. I mean, it's a pretty good sized tree, and it had been broken off about 10 feet up, and it was laid across the entrance of the cemetery. And I'm not saying it was Bigfoot,
Sure.
And everybody that listened to that when I posted is going, I've heard this. But anyway, so I'm standing there at the entrance of the cemetery, and I'm shining my flashlight around and everything. And I look back over my shoulder where I'd heard a growl, before, and some stuff in the trees. And I turn around, I look back like that, and I caught some eye shine just out of my flashlight's reach. And so the eyes were huge, man. They were, big as silver dot, bigger, and they were about that far apart. And they were about 3 feet off the ground, maybe a little less, maybe a little more. But anyway, and that was cool. I'm like, okay, that's what he's come up here for. Don't run off, That's one of the things that's one of my pet peeves is when you watch all these Bigfoot shows, you watch all these ghost.
I know exactly where you're going.
They run into something and they're like surprised they ran into it. Well, that's what you're looking for. Why are you running off now? So I didn't want to be like that. So I said, all right, well, it's cool. And whatever this was starts playing peekaboo with me behind a tree. I'm like, hey, this is pretty cool, and then it was like, because I could just see a shadow that was darker than the dark, you know what I'm saying? And it looked like it was turning its head, like the light was, doing like this kind of thing. And so, okay, this is pretty cool. And then it stood up. And when it got about almost as tall as I was, I said, oh, well, I didn't say, oh, I said, oh, shit, is what I said.
No doubt.
It's time to back out. So I went ahead and I backed back out. I figured, okay, I did what I said I was going to do, but I'm not looking forward to, I don't want to get in there and get ripped limb from limb, if that's what I think it is. So I backed on out, went back up where I had service, and I called everybody and let them know I was all right and what kind of happened and everything. Well, then D and Mr. Glass and a young man named Anders was actually from Denmark. Were supposed to come and meet me, and so we finally linked up later that evening. And this all happened about 10:30 at night. So we all linked up a little later, and we went back up to the cemetery. So, and D was not a fan of the cemetery. He does not like it. He said he didn't want no part of it, but he just went up there because they wanted to go. And so anyway, we go back up the cemetery, and we're walking around, and it's pretty cool because we ran across some stuff. We ran across some, what supposedly is, how they would tie a young tree limb up and it would point straight up. And then as it grew, it would grow that way.
Okay.
We found a couple of those. We found 2 of those. And then I don't know what happened. We were going through the trees. We were kind of on the front side of the cemetery on downhill sides, kind of going around it through the trees. And man, I don't know. I felt like I was fixing to pass out. I broke out in a cold sweat, got real weak. It was crazy. And I was hugging a little old tree, and I was on point, and then, I just kind of fell back, and then D turned around and looked and said, "What the hell's wrong with you, man? You white as a sheet, I said, "I don't know, man. I feel like I'm fixing to pass out." And I said, "If I have to, I'll go back down. Y'all keep going, because I didn't want to, because these spellers traveled a long way. I didn't want,
Sure. I get it. Be the reason that they cut their things short.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and they were like, "No, if you go, we all go together." I'm like, "Well, let's just give it a few minutes." And about 5 or 10 minutes, man, it was gone, and I felt better than I did before. So it was weird, man. And I jumped back up in point, and here we go. And then we walked around on the north end of the cemetery. We got back around there, and we found a cedar tree, big old cedar tree, that had all the limbs stripped off of it from about 10 or more feet up all the way down on one side of the tree. and they weren't cut; they were stripped off, and they were all piled up at the bottom, and something had been bedding down in them.
Okay.
So that was pretty cool. And then I look up and I see in front of us, I see this big open game trail, and I'm like, hey, look at this, let's go down here. Took about 2 steps towards it, and and I said it in the video, but we're single file, and I'm in front, and we all felt it as much as we heard it. It was like, right in front of us, and old Dawson in the back, I hear, time to go.
Check, please.
I said, that sounds like a pretty good plan. So we turned around, we backed out, and we went set up camp and everything, crossed the road down and across the road a little bit in the bottoms, and which is the same spot I've been going a lot, and I've had a lot of activity down there ever since. But we're sitting down there, and we're just sitting around. We'd ate a couple of hot dogs or whatever, and sitting around the fire, shooting shit, and they decided they were going to play some music, and I said this wrong in the video, but I corrected myself in a text. But they cranked up Pink Floyd the Animals album from Pink Floyd.
Okay.
And we're all sitting there, music's going, and we're all just talking. And then back behind me, across the road, this just god-awful, banshee-like, bone-chilling freaking scream. And, it just, went down through the bottoms through us. It was just like, oh, good grief, It was it just sent chills right up your spine.
How far away was it?
Huh?
How far away was it?
Well, it was probably a good quarter of a mile away, I think. You get down there, and, amongst all the trees and the bottoms and the hollers, you really can't tell. But anyway, me and Glass, we jumped up out of our chairs. Like, did you hear that? Oh, yeah, I heard that. Dee and Anders, they didn't really hear it. They kind of heard it, but not like we did.
Yeah.
And so he's like, turn the music down. So turn the music down. We just sat there and was listening. And I guess it's about 15, 20 minutes later, it cut loose again, and it had moved from about, what would that be, our 7 or 8 o'clock. It had moved all the way up to about the 10. And it sounded like it was right in the hayfield on the other side of the tree line from us, right down at the bottom. And we all heard it then, I'll guarantee you that. But unfortunately, I had to leave the next morning. So, but they did have, they had, I think they had said they had like 13, 15 people show up, and they had a big outing and for 2 or 3 days down there, and had all kinds of stuff happen. Supposedly they caught one on thermal. They found a nest with one in it. They found footprints. It was a very, very active weekend. And really that's when we found out that evidently they don't care if you're armed or not. There's a lot of folks in that group. A lot of folks in that group were armed. And it didn't deter the activity at all. If nothing else, it ramped it up.
Sidearms or long guns? Like, were they sidearms? Were they visible, or?
You know what? I don't know. I'm guessing they were. I wasn't there.
Okay.
None of the crew, none of the group, the four that went up there Thursday night, we were not armed.
Okay.
Maybe a knife. I think D had a machete with him, but that was it.
Sure. Yeah.
As far as I know. But yeah, that whole weekend, they saw all that stuff and everything. And so I don't know. And even the thing about it is, even here lately, with me and Bob and Jason going out, Jason goes armed. And he's loaded for bear. Literally, he carries a 44 Magnum with him. So, and we still continue to get activity. So, the whole, does it matter if you're armed or not? I don't know. It really doesn't seem to make a difference there. Thanks. And I can't say that about anywhere else, but
Sure.
down there it doesn't seem to make a difference. So anyway,
Well, maybe they, again, I go back to, I really believe that they know intent. So even if they see you with a sidearm but they know your intent isn't to, I I think that has a lot to do with it. Excuse me.
I do too. I think they're a lot like, horses and dogs and, several
Absolutely.
other.
Absolutely.
But I mean, they're by no means are they your average dumb animal.
No.
But,
See, now I'm curious. I'm not sure how to ask this. It has to do with cemeteries.
spit it out, brother. That's the best you can do.
Well, you hear a lot of stories, of dogman and cemeteries and different things going on in cemeteries. Now, do you think there's a difference because you have a cemetery? You'll have like a churchyard.
Mm-hmm. You'll
have burial grounds. I think only 2 of those are consecrated. I don't know if a lot of cemeteries, unless I think if it's involved with a church or something, it might not be consecrated ground.
I'm not sure.
You know what I mean?
I'm not sure. That may be a key to it too. I mean, I don't know. But
like a burial ground, native lands, it's holy ground. You know, so anything.
And the thing about it is that from what I've been told, this was also an Indian burial ground at one time.
Okay.
So, I don't know what it takes to consecrate ground either. So that's kind
of a blessing. It's a blessing from the church, their grounds. If it's a Catholic church, they'll do, a ceremony or, Native Americans, I'm assuming, have done, cemetery. Yeah. Brain fart. Ceremonies, over their grounds and consecrated them their way. But some grounds aren't consecrated, or they're not holy. So I was just curious, maybe there's dogman will go in this one and not in this one. And, I think there's a thing with vampires, like they can't come on consecrated land in the lore, So
well, I know that that's a thing. Supposedly, witches can't cross consecrated ground, but
maybe that's it. I know.
But I don't know how well that works. I mean, supposedly the last time we was up there was a coven of witches out there sacrificing chickens, so I don't know. It's hard for me to believe that if you've got a graveyard, odds are you've got somebody has blessed somewhere along the way, Has there been any cases of graves being dug up by cryptids? That's a good question.
I think the ghoul was a graveyard. I think they fed on the dead. And I think the ghoul is being misnamed the rake.
Yeah.
But that's my opinion. I know shit.
Well, but I mean, your opinion counts as much as anybody else's out there.
It's just a thought.
Well, and we're kind of on the same. Me and Jason been having the same conversation. About the rake being, what used to be called the ghoul. It's the same critter, and that I think that's what one problem we're having in the Bigfoot community is we're kind of putting a bunch of different critters under the same umbrella, and I think that's why part of the reason we're having a problem separating the paranormal Bigfoot and the physical Bigfoot, because I think we're overlapping some stuff that aren't quite Bigfoot. But it's like I mean, I think there's a physical dogman, and I think there's, what some people have experienced that are just some ornery looking, critters that aren't natural, or not that I don't know how natural a dogman is. I mean, in the first place, but a lot of people have difference of opinion. Some people say they're just another animal that was created. Some people say they were engineered by the government. Some people say they were created by evil, and some people say they were created to be used for slaves. Back in the Egyptians' days and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, supposedly there was an army of them.
Never heard that one.
Yeah, supposedly because Anubis, was,
Yeah.
And most of the time he's depicted as a man wearing a jackal-like mask. But according to what I've read, he was actually, basically a dog man.
Okay.
But supposedly there was a whole army of these things created somehow, and they used them as slave labor. And then somehow, Anubis became a god to the Egyptians. So I don't know. I mean, I've got a theory on all this stuff, and that's all it is. It's just a theory.
Yeah, but it's those theories and those questions that keep this going.
Yeah.
You have to look at it from all points of view.
Yeah, I agree.
If you're gonna get anywhere, you have to look at everything.
Right, and you can't be closed off to a certain point of view just because you don't agree with it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one thing. It's like our last show we did, man. Because it was kind of on the flat Earth side of things.
Yeah, I got there late.
Yeah. A lot of people throwing out some different, this guy's crazy. This guy's wrong. He's wrong because of this. Well, that's fine. And you can disagree with all you want, but that's not what the show's about. It's not about us disagreeing with somebody.
Sure.
It's not about the audience beating somebody up just because they don't agree with it. It's about giving everybody a platform, not to just get on here and bitch about something, to present, their thoughts and theories, and
absolutely,
and have a place that they're not going to get on and feel, judged and everything else. So, that's all it is. But, and I think we have to do that. If we had more of that, if we can get people to do more of that, we'll get a lot further in all this mess. So, but then again, that's just our theory.
So we have some other people that showed up. Sawdust Beast, what's up, Mark? Meredith, good to see you. Hilltop Barbecue. No, there's some other people in here. Rex Hand. Sean. I know. No, there. Mr. D Knuckle, what's up, man?
Oh, D Knuckle.
Larry. A lot of people here tonight. Can Squatch.
Curly and Mo show up?
Scotty B. Who's that?
You said Larry showed up. I said, did Curly and Mo show up?
Mo's already here.
Yeah, we got Mo. Huh? Curly's here.
Right on. Yuck.
Yeah, hey Mo.
Wit says Dogman's topic just creeps me out. Dogman topics.
Yeah, I know. I saw Lady in the Woods in here earlier. She can't stand talk about. She don't even like them mentioned, and you'll be lucky if she'll be lucky if she's even still here.
She was, but
yeah, we started talking about Dogman. She split, I guess.
Sorry, D.
She don't even like calling them that. She calls them DMs.
What's her name?
But yeah,
no, I get it.
She texted me when we was talking about all that stuff.
Stop it. Stop it. No, D's still here.
Oh, good.
DM.
Didn't run off. Yeah, see, DM.
Joe said man dog.
There you go, man dog.
Whit, thank you very much. Love the shows, Mugs. Right on.
Yeah,
I have no idea what I'm doing.
Best out there.
Why, man? That's bizarre. So yeah, I don't know what happened to Mike. Maybe he. Oh shit! I didn't tell him what time it was on. Maybe he thinks it's on at 9:00. I don't know. My bad. But I had sent him the link, so hopefully he'll pop in at some time tonight just to say hi. I feel bad. I haven't seen him yet. I'm
trying to reach him.
Somebody had said, I think it was Wonder Woman said, consecrate our cemeteries and churches are blessed by ordained ministers or priests.
Well, and like I said earlier, it'd be hard for me to believe that you got a graveyard full of people. Somebody didn't bless something somewhere along the way,
Hooligan says Dogman is misnamed, possible Bearman or Wolfman. They are not breeding with dogs.
Well, how do you know that?
Yeah. It's an assumption.
We don't know. I mean,
well, like,
unless you got some information.
All right, let's put it this way. If someone's going to make a statement like that, and I'm talking to everybody in chat, unless you have, unless you know for sure, just put in my opinion or just a thought. You know what I'm saying? Just so it's not so matter of factly, because I hate when people do that too. just hey, in my opinion, when people say it matter of factly, it's kind of like it raises more questions.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, if that's your belief, I get that, but when in fact on the video, my theory of the dogman origin, and I'm not saying I know, okay, it's just a theory, that I think maybe they were created many, many, many years ago. And,
thanks, Dark Side.
And it's maybe the Great Flood got most of them, or was supposed to get all of them, and it didn't. And in their last ditch of survival, they had to interbreed with humans and dogs, and maybe that's why they're not so intelligent and not so dominant now, but if these things were, and it's the same thing goes with Bigfoot, because I know a lot of people that think Bigfoot are evil too. They think they're the Nephilim and all this kind of stuff, which they may very well be. We don't know.
That's it. It's just another theory.
Right. But as far as them being inherently evil, that's kind of hard for me to believe, because if they were, I don't think I'd be sitting here. Because I've encountered both, and here I sit, so if they're just evil waiting to, kill you.
The Logistics of Breeding Act makes me believe that, in my opinion. Thank you. Right on.
I love it.
But you get it. That's awesome.
Yeah. That's great, man. But, it's, until Joe Schmo Public gets access to bodies and, or the species, we don't know anything. It's all just best guess and speculation. That's all it is.
And, it's, there's probably a few of them in a freezer somewhere.
Oh yeah.
Joe Schmo Public,
And there, you know what?
and not knowing what the hell to do with it.
Yeah. You know, I shot this thing and it looks so damn human. I'm going to get accused of murder. You know, that's what I've heard time and time again by people that's actually had it in their sights. You know, had them in their sights that they look so human, they're afraid to pull the trigger. You know, so
well, I don't think they should be so quick to want to pull the trigger in the first place. You know,
I wouldn't want to pull the trigger on one.
Hell no.
I mean,
because you know there's more than one.
Well, you know, if I knew for a fact that one was alone and I had about a 250, 300 yard shot on him, I might take it.
FG&G. In my opinion, I need another Pepsi. That's awesome. All right. Let's see. Go ahead.
So I was just going to say, you know, it's the only thing we can do is share our experiences that we have with these species, critters, whatever, and try to learn from that, you know. And it's like I've said 1,000 times, you know, a lot of people that have just a roadside sighting or just whatever, what I call just a normal sighting. It's an odd thing to say, but a lot of that I've talked to don't want to bother people with their sighting because nothing happened. They just ran across the road in front of me and I drove by it. Well, the thing about it is, we're going to learn more from those mundane sightings than we are with somebody coming on with this big, extravagant, embellished story, you know, that this Bigfoot they saw drove off on a John Deere tractor and teleported in there, you know, up in space.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to learn more from, well, I saw it run across the road. It did this, it moved like this, and it was this color and blah, 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 you know, because those are repetitive. You know, we get those a lot. And the more we see repeated behavior, the more we can learn, you know.
Sure.
So
yeah, I see. I shouldn't have said what I said about, you know, saying in my opinion, because now everything's in fucking my opinion. You guys are awesome.
Well, I'm waiting for somebody to go, I am FO.
There you go. Now that you put it out there, it'll be the next thing that pops up. Just wait.
Maybe we've created the next LOL here, you know.
Hey, we might be onto something. There was something I wanted to look at. I passed over. Stevie, I agree. Everyone should hit the thumbs up.
I have the same opinion. I concur with your opinion.
Right on.
In my opinion,
we got 86 watching right now. Awesome.
In my opinion, all 86 of you, if you haven't, need to go over to my channel and go join us over there too. That's my opinion.
Right on. You're entitled.
Your opinion too. Asshole.
Oh shit. Johnny Half, what's happening?
What I gotta ask? I gotta ask this question because I get these people that comment all the time now, and it gives a timestamp and then says some bull crap, and it's like a website, and I'm like, I'm gonna delete that comment. I'm sorry. It's like,
where is this happening?
They comment on my videos and stuff. It's like this one that's just popped up. It says nfs.in.net. I mean, to me, and what I'm worried about is somebody clicks on it or types it in, it's something bad.
Yeah, no, I don't, unless the only time I promote, I allow that to happen is if like a guest, I expect moderators tonight
right.
we'll be putting your channel up in chat, and we'll get it up, at the end of the show, we'll put it in the descriptions. So there'll be a link to your show,
Right.
I kind of got on somebody the other night. I said they did it 2 nights in a row. They listed other people's, they were promoting other channels. And I was just like, dude, I'm not, if you ask first, I might, be like, yeah, go ahead.
Right.
But don't just assume. And, it's just kind of a common courtesy. I mean, I've been on your channel and asked if I could, hey, can I promote, it's just a common thing, common courtesy. So yeah, you'll get, I've seen spam, comments, for some channel, you'll see some half naked woman pop up. You're like, what the hell? Oh yeah. Next.
Yeah.
I don't, I don't need some kid hitting, clicking on that.
Yeah.
Central Florida Bigfoot, in my opinion, born. He's right.
Yep. Which I don't know about anybody else, but it just started with me in the last month or so. And I'm like, really?
Ruger, you're funny as hell, dude. Ruger, last night it was hot redheaded girls. I couldn't believe it.
He's right.
I couldn't even say it. That's funny. Big Rob, what's up, man? Thanks for posting that link.
Appreciate it,
Gene Hudson, good to see you. 7 Pearls, how are you? What's the approximate number of sightings now? Is that directed at Tex?
Or are you talking in general?
Because it's not me. I don't have it, Yeah, I don't know.
I have no idea what the I mean, it's in the tens of thousands, I know. But
I don't keep up on the whole
I don't either.
The what do you call it? Statistics.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I have problems keeping up with my own stuff much less.
I'm lucky I found the on button on my computer today. I don't need the
Thank you, Fishman Game. Hope you enjoy it. Porn where?
Central Florida. Totally disgusting. What's the link?
Yeah. I can't look.
That's like I'd have to show you, but if you you know how the monkeys see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. Well, they have those emojis in chat and stuff, and one's covering its face, but I'll type to somebody, or you'll see, don't peek. So I'll have the first 2 like covering their face. The second one's like this, and then the third one's covering his face again. It's like one of them peeked, So it's just. I know that was whatever. Michael Rice, what does this say?
Good question.
Hey, Tex, do you believe there could be more than one family group Sasquatch beings at Brown Springs, and you think they tend to stay in that area?
Everything that we've seen, they are staying in the area because the activity pretty much goes year-round. So now whether it's one family group, more than one family group, I can't say. Because I haven't seen enough of them to identify different ones and give them names and all this kind of stuff. I just haven't, and I'll tell you this: if I ever get that close with the Bigfoot family, this fat boy's coming back with pictures. All right. That's all there is to it. I mean, you get one close enough to kiss me, it better smile because it's going to be on camera. I'm taking a damn selfie with the thing.
Oh, shit.
But that's just
yeah. I'm not. No one has accurate statistics anyway, especially the BFRO. In his opinion,
whatever reports they get, whatever reports we get. The only way you could get them even close is combine all of them. But the thing about it is, there's so many more out there that don't get reported.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee you, this is my opinion. There's more. Paint. There's more that don't get. Well, quit huffing. There's more.
I was painting today, and I got it everywhere.
Yeah, that's what they all say.
My hands are like.
What is gold paint in my mustache?
What the hell? It all didn't come off, but I got paint on my hands. See the blue? I don't huff blue. I'm strictly a red huffer.
Evidently, I huff white.
Apparently, yeah.
But
we do not encourage huffing.
No.
So we say this in jest.
Yes.
Hey, I'm monetized. I got to watch my mouth.
I have yet to pull that trigger.
Did you or didn't?
I haven't yet.
No, you know what? Why not?
We're gearing towards it because, and the only reason I agree, because I've been steadfast against it. For instance, I started, I'm not going to monetize this thing because it gives me more creative freedom. And this, I don't have to report, I don't have to worry about this. I don't have to worry about that.
Sure.
And then a few weeks ago, I pulled up one of my videos just to see what kind of views I was getting, but it was on somebody else's account.
Okay.
So I wasn't viewing it from my channel. You know what I'm saying? And there was an ad at the bottom of one of my videos. And I said, well, wait a minute.
Someone's making money off of your video.
Right. So why is it so important to me not to monetize when we're going to advertise on my channel anyway? So we've set a goal that when we hit a certain amount, we will monetize. So I've started gearing the videos instead of using all this copyrighted music and everything that I've been using for the past year. I've started going.
Now, let me ask you about that.
Okay.
Doing the copyrighted music, how do you get away with that? Do you just post the copyright and all the stuff in the you haven't gotten a copyright strike or anything?
Oh yeah, I've got almost every one of my videos got copyright strikes on.
Oh. and you keep chugging along.
And that's what I was saying.
That's awesome.
I've started gearing towards, getting ready for the monetization because
sure.
I've backed off using all the cool music and stuff that because what I would do is I would pick out a song that kind of went along with whatever I was doing the video.
No, I get it.
And it's like my Albert Fish video, I've got Aqualung playing, so it's very fitting. So, but anyway, I got away from that. I've started using the non-copyrighted music. So, that way when we do monetize, at least the videos from now on, we can monetize. Everything else for the past year is shot to hell. So
yeah, because I was curious how they did that because you can go on, just look up Eagles music, for instance, and somebody has posted an album and it's and they just post the copyright information in the description. and they use it. So I don't know how that works. I think if you post that, I'm going to look into that because there's, I'd love to throw in a song now and then.
Yeah.
I mean, I know chat wants me to sing that song now and then, but it ain't happening tonight.
Well, if you find out, let me know, because if there's a way around it, I would love to have it.
Yeah, because, somebody's doing it out there, and they post each song in the description and the copyright information, BMI and written by and all that other necessary stuff. So I'm thinking maybe there's a way to do that.
Well, I'm getting comments coming up on my channel as I'm sitting here talking to you. They're popping up, and I've got already 2 new subscribers that I know of. Just sitting here talking to you. So let's keep it rolling.
Oh no, we got time. Well, we're only 50 minutes in. We still got another hour if you want to hang out that long.
We still got what? Gets daylight around here about what, 6:30, 7 o'clock?
So Duke says, if you want accurate information on Bigfoot, ask them. Simple.
They might, depending on who you ask, they'll answer you and talk to
you. Central Florida Bigfoot says, no, you can't use it. So I'm assuming you're talking about the music. What do we got here? I just saw something. Squatch and Cowboy says, I use Lady Gaga in my videos. Big Duke says, I use copyrighted music. You get the band's permission for it. Well, yeah, but you have one band that you use, Duke. Swamp Ritual. It's a cool band, though.
I mean, I've got permission to use Lyle Blackbird, so I can use that music. It's not copyrighted.
Okay. Now, I missed something, and I'm trying to.
Now, Wit has a point. I've heard that if it's less than so many seconds of the song, you're okay. But I've tried to test.
Yeah, I think it's up to 9 seconds, I believe.
Yeah, it ain't very long.
No.
Because I heard it was 20 seconds at one point, so I tried that, and it still gave me a strike. So.
Yeah, I think it's 9 seconds. That sounds really familiar to
me. Florida Bigfoot says 5 seconds.
Okay. Yeah. Super Sleuth. No. Moog, sing for us. I went and opened my damn mouth and told people I could sing. I'll put something together. I don't know about singing live. There is one person in chat that has heard me sing.
Well, I think what we ought to have is you and Carrie do a duet sometime.
Mm-hmm. Depends on the song.
Yeah,
no, it's cool. I mean, so like that. So if Carrie got on and he played the piano, he performed it. So there's no copyright strike there. I mean, you know what I mean? How does he do that? Does he have to give credit to the Eagles for, So that's it's shit like that I want to figure out.
Yeah.
How do I get away with it?
Where's the loophole?
Yeah, there's a loophole somewhere. Iron Dogger said, yes, where'd to go? That's what I suggested, a Carrie and Moog's duet. Well, I'll have to see what I could set something up with Carrie. I could set something up with Carrie. That would be cool.
I picture you singing something like "Shock Me" or "Rocket Ride" or.
No.
You know what I'm talking about, right? You don't
know. No.
Who do you think sings those songs?
I have no idea. Alice. Oh. Let me guess. Ace Frehley?
That's it.
Right on. No, I would do more Gordon Lightfoot or Garth Brooks or country, before that. Mark Dodman says Thunderstruck. Yeah, figures coming from an Aussie. Yeah, AC/DC rocks. Absolutely.
Well, you wear their shirt enough, you ought to know. I mean,
I know, right?
You do like them. Although
Hey,
I'm
my wardrobe is limited, dude.
I'm a fan of the shirt you're wearing. I've got a Jaws shirt myself.
Well, you know what? It's a Long Island thing. I thought Mike would be here. Hopefully, he's still got time to show up. But yeah, the whole Amityville is where it took place, so it's in Long Island. So
now I've always wondered that. Now, hang on, maybe you can answer this question. I don't know. Did Amityville Horror and Jaws take place on the same island?
it's the same.
Because Amity Island is where Jaws took place.
Yeah, that might be just a made up place.
I don't know if it is.
Is it Amity Island or was it Amityville? I don't remember.
No, it's Amity Island.
Oh, my bad.
But
I thought it was Amityville.
I'm just wondering if they're even remotely close to each other. I mean, I don't know.
I have no idea. Then Amity might be a made up name, because it was a fictitious story. So, although the story itself of Jaws is based on an incident
in Jersey,
that happened over a few week period, I think,
yeah.
Or a couple of days or whatever it was, off the Jersey coast, and it actually went up a river, and it wasn't a great white; it was a bull shark.
Yeah.
I think total 4 or 5 people were killed.
Yeah.
And that was back in like 1919 or somewhere around.
Yeah, it was way back then.
Yeah, and I used to swim there.
But that's why it was so, such a story, because that it didn't hardly happen.
No.
I mean, now we got bull sharks swimming up, the Mississippi and the.
How far up have they been reported? I always figured they'd get up there.
Yeah, they get way up there. They found out now that they don't take the salinity level doesn't have to be quite as high as they first thought for them to survive. They can almost survive in just pure fresh water. But
yeah, they do. I know they have them in the Nile River.
Yeah.
They come up that far. People are getting taken out by bull sharks in the Nile. Great. Yeah. We don't need them in the Mississippi.
They're already there, brother. I hate to
but I mean, like further up. I don't know how far they come up, but that's scary. Amity Island is fictitious, says
the shark that ghosted Amity Island.
Ramona said that.
How large is the Brown Springs area?
Good question.
I don't know how many acres it is, but it's big, because it's actually a wildlife refuge.
Well, what is it? The Red River that runs through there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Any other questions? Oh, actually, there was a comment. They can come up to 500 to 1,000 miles.
They've been reported as far up as Illinois.
Really? Holy fuck! Oops. No, that's far. I would never have expected that.
Yeah, me either.
I mean, Asian carp being an invasive species is one thing, but friggin' bull sharks? No, thanks.
Well, they've had people, turn them loose in lakes here in Texas, and like we've got some pretty high salted lakes, and they'll survive at least for a time that I know of. So because I know there was a shark. This is many moons ago. There was a shark that was caught out of the Trinity River.
Oh wow!
And I believe it was a bull shark. But
where is that? Is that the Houston area?
No, it runs. It runs.
Trinity. I'm clueless.
Well, it runs through Dallas, Fort Worth.
Oh, Dallas.
Yeah.
Okay.
And keeps going, but
yeah, I was watching some. Paul Holland says we have bull sharks in our rivers and canals here as well. Nasty buggers. Where are you at, Paul? Let me know. I'm curious. Joe, don't even start that shit.
What did I miss? I hear enough of that.
See?
Unfortunately, I know that song.
I don't want to. Don't even think it. Damn it! You didn't. You went and thought it. Now I got it in my head.
Well, there's only one way to get it out. You got to sing it.
Even Randy said that bull sharks have been found in Illinois. Killed a kid. That's. I had no idea that they went up that far.
I didn't either. I figured maybe Mississippi and, But.
Yeah, the southern states. Yeah, so I was watching these fishing shows recently, and the invasive species down in Florida.
Oh, like man.
As far as fish go, they're catching fish that I had no idea were in some of these lakes. Lake Ida in down there. You can go through here and go through some of these canals, and you're catching clown knives. You know what those are? They originate, I guess, in the Amazon, and they're aquarium fish. And I guess around when Andrew came through, people like freaked and dumped all their tanks or whatever, or let fish go. Well, this certain breed of fish stuck. So they've breeded, and they're catching these fish that are over 10 pounds. And look up a clown knife. And it's clown knife. It's a fish, and it's wicked looking. They can swim backwards. They don't have your traditional fins. They have they have a bottom fin that undulates. It's really bizarre. But yeah, they're catching them down in Florida, along with the peacock bass, snakeheads. Snakeheads was another aquarium fish that got released, and and they brought in the peacock bass to control the snakehead population. So
really?
Yeah.
Yep. This clown knife fish it's a pretty fish.
Oh, it's cool as hell, but it's weird looking.
Yeah, it is. Interesting.
So that's a sport fish now in Florida.
Well, you might as well make it a sport fish. It's there. Make it a sport fish.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Catch it, so you got a more chance to control it. So,
right.
Well, it's like, look at all the invasive lizards they've got down there now.
Oh yeah. Well, iguanas.
Wow. They got like 5 or 6 different kinds of lizards that
tegus.
Yeah.
Are little vicious bastards.
Yeah, the mean ones. Yeah. Of course, now you've got a state that is supposedly a hybrid between one of the boas and a python.
Mr. D Knuckle says the armored catfish that's another one that's from South America too. It's you see them in aquariums, the Placosimus, the Placos.
Mm.
That's an armored catfish.
Mm.
They're coming up. They're in the rivers and stuff down there too in Florida.
Isn't that also called a lungfish?
Oh, wait a minute. Is that true? I don't know. Lungfish. They have Nile monitors in Cape Coral, Florida.
I've heard that.
Interesting.
They have crocodiles in Florida too. They have Nile crocodiles in Florida.
Well, a Nile monitor is a lizard. I mean,
Yeah, I know.
it's a. I used to handle the Nile monitors when I was 18. I worked in a few pet stores, 18, 21, so I got to play with all the fun reptiles. But Cape Coral, I don't know. There's it's very, there's a lot of houses in Cape Coral, There's a lot of canals in Cape Coral. The whole place is canals. That's over by Fort Myers on the Gulf side. For anybody who doesn't know, it's south of Tampa, north of Naples. Cape Coral is like the largest town, the largest major city, or between Naples or in the area, whatever. I know there's a lot of people there. What is this? Seven Pearls. Hurricanes hit and peeps, exotic pets get left behind and survived. Exactly.
Yeah.
And people dump their fish or whatever. Yeah, there's the snake population down there is outrageous.
Yeah, they got bounties on pythons.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they do, don't they? Interesting.
You go down there and make a living catching snakes.
Well, yeah, that would be interesting. You wouldn't, I'm going down to Florida, by the way.
Can we do a little snake wrangling?
No, I'm moving.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Fuck it. Might as well spill the beans.
Well, yeah.
Probably the end of March. I'm gonna head down. I'm gonna go hang out down there. I got work lined up. Somebody said they needed work and they have multiple properties, so I'm gonna go down there and do that. And the opportunity presented itself, and I can't pass it up. It's just one of those leaps of faith. I'm willing, I'm able, so I'm going to go for it and go hang out down there for however long. There's no
go down and hunt skunk ape.
That too. There's the people I'm going to go be hanging out with are enthusiasts, Bigfoot enthusiasts, and yeah, I'm going down. I'll be. This is ironic, and I'm wondering why friggin' Duke said that. But I'm going to Cape Coral.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Well,
that's just ironic that Duke said that.
I remember you saying something about you were going to do some traveling.
I was gonna do it, and then I got offered work, so it goes well because I was planning to travel. Right. And I still will. I'll record. I have another show in mind. So I'm gonna travel, but I'm gonna be based somewhere else.
Right.
It's time to move on. I want to experience some more. Arizona's been great. Arizona's an amazing state. My family's here, but I think everybody's good to go here. I'm working right now. I'm working on my dad's house. hence the paint on my hands and just getting things done that, need to be done, and he doesn't have to worry about them anymore. So I'm doing all that, before I leave. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited as hell. I am an avid fisherman. I love to fish. I grew up fishing, salt water, and then now, I'm freshwater. But there's just so many opportunities to fish down there. So
I'm going saltwater. I'm going to the Gulf the first week of March.
Right on. I'm sitting here watching videos on fishing, and it's just, I'm thrilled. That's why I'm sitting here. I can rattle off these, this lake has this fish, and it's research.
Well, we'll talk off air, and if you pass through here.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I plan to stop a few times in Texas and Louisiana and wherever else, I'm going to take the southern route and cut across. But yeah, I'm still working on it. I'll pull it together. But yeah, I'm not changing anything. The show's going to remain the same. Just all I need is internet. I don't care where I am. Right. The backdrop looks the same.
It'd be cool if you did get a chance to stop by and we could run up to Brown Springs.
Hell yeah. I'll see what kind of time frame I have. I'm more than likely going to rent a van. I'm towing a pop-up. See how long I have the van for, and what my time frame is.
If nothing else, we'll cut a steak together.
Right on. Absolutely. So yeah, that's my plans. Surprise.
Oh, I love you, Mogs.
So Richie says today was 83 with 10 to 20% chance, I guess, of rain in Spring Hill, Florida. Don't know where Spring Hill, Florida is.
Well, it was 34 here with early this morning. So, and Monday it's going to be 11 with a 50% shot of freezing crap.
Duke just said Florida's a shark attack capital of the planet. Excuse me, I'm repeating. Watch out for the gators too. I don't plan on spending much time in the water as I do on the water. Kayak fishing, whatever. But yeah, dude, I watched this video the other day. I don't know. There was people out kayaking, and one of the kayaks got hit by a whale, like swallowed.
Yeah, I saw that one.
I was like, next. I can't watch that shit.
That's Moby Dick stuff there, man. It's
yeah, and it wasn't even. But I believe that whale just screwed up because it wasn't a whale that I think it was it was like a whale that eats krill, like a baleen whale or something.
Was either a humpback or a blue.
Yeah.
And I think it was just chasing a school of fish, came up and got the boat. I think that's what happened.
Don't know how it turned out. I'm sure somebody does. Michael Rice says, you know what? Cape Coral is beautiful, pretty, which is gracias. I'm looking forward to it. I know where Brooksville is, dude. Sorry.
I know almost everything you hear crazy happening is in Florida.
It's usually how most news reports start. So does Florida, man. This just in, a Florida man. Too funny. Oh, Stevie B says it was a humpback whale. The truth finally comes out. It's too hot for pants in Florida, so Mogs pantalones less in Cape Coral, Florida. Yeah. The new Florida man? What does that mean? Iron Dogger says, Mogs, are you going to be the new Florida man? Oh,
Florida Bigfoot man, I guess.
No, there's so many places down there to check out, and some of the properties that I am going to be working on, managing or whatever, and taking care of are in some of those areas.
Nice.
So yeah, so like I said, I'm bringing my pop up down there, so I'll be checking things out definitely.
Well, I have plans in the future to go fishing in Florida. So,
Well, you better look me up.
oh, I will. Count on it. Count
I'm
on it.
trying to figure out. I want my dad to come down and do some fishing. It's just phenomenal. What I've been watching. There's so many different species. I'm just like in
Mhm.
awe. I hate to make this about fishing. Sorry, guys. I know it's a Bigfoot, paranormal, UFO channel, whatever. But I'm just stoked.
I'm looking at doing some flounder fishing when I'm down in March, down on the go.
Okay. Yeah, I did. I used to flounder fish and fluke fish back east. Um, no nudist beach there overbuilt. Thanks. No. I guess you're getting a golf cart if moving to Florida. Only if it can tow a boat.
Arbuckle socks and powder blue slacks made into shorts.
Oh, geez. Wearing flip flops with the socks on. Oh, got my wardrobe all planned.
There you
Awesome.
go.
Yeah, Joe says all three of us need to get together when I come through. Definitely.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
I like it.
Wow, there's a lot of people down in Florida that are here. That's awesome.
You're going to be getting hit up for a lot of visits when you get down there.
It's fine with me. Overbuilt says Mogs, when I was a kid, loved watching Bill dance fishing shows. Never missed one.
Oh, Bill Dance, man. He was my favorite.
Yeah. Jimmy Houston outdoors. Geez, man, I was always love watching fishing. I'd rather watch fishing than golf or a football game. Mike Iaconelli, Jersey boy.
Well, brother, my leash is getting tugged.
Nah, it's all good, man. I get it. Hey, if it's a short show, it's a short show. Is what it is. I'll put I'll give up people in chat an opportunity to pop on if they're feeling froggy.
There you go. Well, I appreciate you having me on, man. Again.
No, man. Thank you so much.
I have fun every time I'm here, brother.
Yeah, man, and I love having you on. My door is always open to you. You don't even have to ask. Just assume you're welcome here.
You need to get over there with me. You need to get over there with me and Rob one of these days on Thursday.
Yeah, definitely. Well, you go on
at noon normally.
Noon, yeah, that's the brunch. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I would definitely do that. Thank you so much for the invite.
Hey, Sukasa, Mikasa, Mikasa, Sukasa, whatever it is, you're welcome anytime. You know that.
Thanks. Thank you very much.
Well,
everybody. That wasn't an Elvis. All right, dude.
I like your rush.
There you go. Thanks, man.
Have
a great night. Well, that was awesome of Tex to come on, and I enjoy his stories. And guys, I apologize. Start talking about fishing or whatever. I'm just excited. It's a whole new shit. It's a major change. And I'm really excited about it. It's going to be a good time, and new horizons, new adventures, new stories, so that's the way it is. And so it's going to happen. Hold on. Oh, there you are. Hang on, guys. Hang on. Sorry, I got to answer this. So Long Island Bigfoot won't be joining me tonight. If anybody, hey Duke, is Duke still here? Anybody wants to pop in, hit me up at monstermogian@gmail.com and I'll send you a link. Hold on, guys. I have to answer this. Prayers. See, I even say prayers in my text. Sorry about that. So yeah, if anybody feels like popping on, hit me up. Monster Mogian. We can go on for another 45 minutes. Or no, another half hour. We're already, hour and 20 minutes into this. If not, no big deal. All right, let me turn this off. Sorry, got sidetracked. So I know Sandy lives in Florida, and I guess Richie lives in Florida. So right on. There's a lot of people down there. I don't know too many people in Arizona as far as into Bigfoot. There's a handful, Arizona Squatch, and there's just a couple people here that I don't know. I think there's going to be more opportunity to check things out in Florida. So I'm looking forward to that too. Overbuilt, there is a good chance of that. Let me check email real quick. All right, something's wrong. Get better off checking email on my phone. Oh, I am so congested. Excuse me, guys. So I see D is on, Lady in the Woods. Right on. Have to check her out when I'm done. I encourage you guys to check her out too. She has some good conversations. Just don't do it now. Oh yes, I've never had conch fritters. Have to try that. Yeah, Mark Z is down there too. Yeah, there's a few people I know. I'm not sure. You know what? I might even be down there maybe before the end of March. So I'm playing it all by ear, but I'm definitely going, and I'm really looking forward to it. If I haven't said that already, 13 times. So yeah, guys, anybody wants to pop on, hit me up, monstermogian@gmail.com, or better yet, let's just do it this way. Don't get crazy. I'm going to post it. Oh crap. All right, I just posted in a chat. So if you want to come on for a couple minutes and bullshit, hang out. We got 30 minutes left, thereabouts. Just hit the link, follow the directions, and we'll bring you on. Simple as that. Anybody wants to just pop in and say hi. Except you, Pearl. You just did that. Let somebody else have a chance. No, I love talking to you the other day, Pearl. That was really cool. That was great. Yeah, I just it was another night, of last minute planning or lack of planning. So prayers go out to Mike. I hope your baby's okay. I know he's fussing a little. He'll be all right. Family first, buddy. Absolutely. Come on, Derek. Only prawns? I mean, yeah, they're great, but there's so much more out there. Oh my God. I'm a seafood fanatic. And it is. It's living in a desert now. You don't really get good seafood. I mean, it's all frozen, and growing up on the Jersey Shore, you always had fresh seafood. So you get spoiled that way when you live in an area where you're seafood is plenty. When you're buying off the docks, off the boat, it's different. Come to New Zealand, we have the best seafood, no doubt. And another thing is down there is they have different seasons for stone crab, and spiny lobster has a season. And that's the other thing is weird. Like back east in New Jersey, you never need a license to fish saltwater. Down in Florida, you need a license to fish saltwater. I guess anyway to make a buck. Typical Joe. I like seafood. I eat it. Indeed. So yeah, guys, thanks for the support and the encouragement in this move. It's like I said, nothing's going to change. I'll do the show. Actually, things are going to change because I'm going to do the show, and then I want to get something else going on, some other things, probably a fishing show, or getting out there and squat. I hate that word. Looking for Bigfoot. I was going to say squatching. It's such a cheesy word, but best describes it. Hilton, what's up, man? Rooted, what's going on? So I don't know if anybody used that the link that I just posted for StreamYard. I posted it in chat. Nobody's popped up. I know it takes a minute or two to go through everything and put your name up and everything. I'm going to post it one more time. So we have like 30 minutes left. So if anybody wants to come on, feel free. All right, one more time. I'm going to post this in the chat. There we go. Yeah, just click on the link. Anybody wants to come on? I sound like I'm begging. It's pathetic. I'm not begging. I could probably do the half an hour. All right. This phone is too noisy. Iron Dogger, push that button. I want to talk to you. I've been dying to talk to you. I've been dying to talk to you for months. Richie says True Leaf is in Brookville, Crump, Shellfish Market in Hermosa. Yeah, I'm stoked. You know what? I don't have a guest. I don't need these damn things on. Like, damn, my ears hurt. I don't have a guest, so I can take them off. There's not going to be any echo. Hang on, guys. Do your dad thing, Mike. Do your dad thing. That's awesome. Right on. Please don't think it's rude if I'm talking to, if I'm texting or anything. It was my guest, or it was Mike, Long Island Bigfoot. Just touching base, let me know what's going on, and prayers to you, dude. Oh, Mogs is on. Mogs. Duke says, Mogs, I'm on the phone in Alaska right now. What are you doing in Alaska? Oh, to Alaska. That's better. My bad. Right on. Oh, who's this? Hoosier? What's up, man? Oh, hold on. Sorry.
Can you hear me now?
Actually, yeah, I can. How you doing?
I'm gonna go to the back of the house. Everybody's in bed. It's almost midnight here. Doing all right?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing
Can you
great.
hear me okay?
Yeah, sounds good. No echoes on your end or anything?
Yeah, sounds good.
Awesome.
I'll make sure I don't lose you. I'm gonna slip in here.
Oh, you know what? I was wondering.
I'm in the laundry room. Can you still hear me all right?
Take down the banner. Sorry. Yeah, no, we can see you fine. Just, I got to go back.
Good. Moving to Florida, huh?
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's just funny how it worked out. So, the offer was put there, so I was like, yeah. No, it's weird. Everything is falling into place. Just it's incredible how things are working out towards this. Yeah. So I'm really excited about it, and it's a big step. I'm moving away from my family. Most of my family just moved here.
Yeah, it's a cool place, that's for sure. I actually lived there for almost 2 years when I was a young teenager. My mother and my stepdad took a job down there, and we lived down there quite a while. And man, that's pretty sweet. And then my mom, we wound up moving back to Indiana, and then my mom wound up getting a divorce, and she moved back to Florida. And I still go down there to visit some. She lives she lived over on the about Central Florida, the western side. It was called a small town called Cross City, but she now is kind of migrated up to Pensacola area.
Okay.
And they've just done that in the last 6 months, and I haven't even been there yet. So
that's Panhandle, right?
yeah, that's a pretty cool area. But we go to Florida about every other year, take a vacation. So I did the Florida Everglades for the first time 2 years ago, and that was really cool.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll have to check. Cool. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, there's so many different things to do down there that, I'm limited in a general area here as far as being in Arizona of things to do. You know, you can go to the Grand Canyon only so many times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a cousin. She lives right near Cape Coral. She lives Fort Myers.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
she's just right there by it. But I got to see her last time I was down there. I hadn't seen her for several years.
Right on.
Her mother and my uncle was married many years ago, and she moved down there like 20 years ago. So it's been like 10 years since I'd seen her. It's really pretty down there.
Yeah, it's funny how not seeing family can get away from you. Like, you turn around also. Wait, we haven't seen in how long? Wow, each other. It's crazy.
And when I go down there, I want to hit the parks, but I go down there with the family, and they're not interested in the parks. They're interested in the beach. And
oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, the family that's down there. Yeah, they're not interested in the parks. They've
no, my wife and kids.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
My wife thinks I'm lost my mind on the Bigfoot thing.
Yeah, I've been called obsessed. My nephew would, once I started getting into this before I started the channel, I was, just all I did was watch videos of, and listen to firsthand accounts constantly. And my nephew was like, dude, you're obsessed. I said, no, I'm fascinated,
Yeah.
It's we're not hurting anybody.
No. And I told my wife, I remember we went to the meet and greet. My wife's like, where are you going? It's like, you don't even know those people.
That's exactly. All right, I'm going to bring somebody else up. Derek, what's up, man?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good. Welcome.
Dropped the controller there. I had to turn you down. I have you on the TV and the phone, so I had to turn down that.
Yeah, you'll get an echo.
That's and then I dropped the controller on the floor.
Derek, Jamie, Derek.
Nice to meet you, Derek.
Hey, how are you, Jamie? Nice to meet you.
Doing good.
And where are you calling us from, Derek?
Northern Ireland.
Wow.
Cool.
That's awesome. Welcome.
Jesus, not awesome. I just live there. It's awesome to me. You people living in America, you always amuse me whenever you say, well, I went on a short trip and it took 3 hours. I can drive from one side of the country to the other in an hour and a half.
Yeah. It takes you 5 times that long to get across the state of Texas.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe not 5 times, but it's a long drive to get across Texas. I haven't done it yet, but I'm about to.
Yeah, it's a big state. Big country.
My uncle.
I haven't been to the States for 20 odd years, but whenever I was in Iowa, whenever I was 16, I couldn't believe the size of the place. It was just as far as you can see. Everyone's going quiet now.
Oh, we're listening.
Oh, just listen to my mad rambling. No, that's fine. No problem with that.
Oh, it's not rambling. No, I think I feel blessed to live here, in the United States. But I've always wanted to check out Ireland. There is some Irish in my ancestry. I don't know.
There usually is. Everything. Funny, I've discovered that with Americans, there's usually either Irish or Squatch in them for some reason.
Actually, I'm more Dutch, like Holland Dutch, not Deutsch as in German.
Another adventurous people.
Absolutely.
Should probably talk to the camera.
You got a bad glare. If you move over just a hair.
That's the light. That's the light in the room.
Yeah. Well,
I think it is the phone. I'm doing this on the phone, so.
Oh, no worries. No worries.
No, glare.
So Derek, what's your fascination? Why the fascination? Why are you here? Bigfoot.
My daughter and her stepfather saw an unidentified creature 3 years ago.
Where was this?
It was just outside town. Now, it was on a Friday evening, and they used to, their habit was, they would order a takeaway on a Friday evening for a treat. And my daughter jumped in the car with her stepfather, to go down to the town to collect it. The town's about 6 miles away. And now they live in the country. It's not wild land, but, it's remote.
Sure.
And whenever they were coming back up, small road, windy road, and they came around a corner and a creature came across the road in front of them from left to right, and they both described it the same way. It was dark in color, on all fours, and it moved in an undulating fashion from left to right across the road. And now, as I say, that was a Friday night. On the Saturday morning, I got, my daughter went down to visit her grandparents, my mother and father. I get the phone call and says, you need to come down here. Your Maddie's very upset. So I went to speak to her. And she was upset because she'd seen something she didn't understand what it was. And we had a talk with her. My father, he went through his nature books. He says it might have been an otter. But an otter's not that. They described it as the size of a sheep. There's not an otter the size of a sheep. Understand where I'm coming from? And where they live is about 5 miles from the nearest river. So, that's sort of that whole event.
There are otters that are big. I don't know. I don't think they're the size of a sheep, but I know there's river otters that are small, but then there's other otters that are actually large, big as hell. I don't know how big though. That's odd.
No, it was definitely a strange thing. And then thing was, her stepfather is a police officer.
Okay.
And he was very non-committal about the whole thing. He hummed and had, and he says, "Oh well, I saw something, but I don't know. It just sort of spiked my interest in this sort of thing. And like we're talking about, County Londonderry, Northern Ireland, 6 miles from town, and you have a black thing the size of a sheep moving on an undulating fashion across the road. Well, that's a wee bit strange.
Absolutely.
You understand where I'm coming from?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just sparked
no,
my
it's amazing.
Sort of thing.
Yeah, no, and it's. Do you regret it yet? Because you open the door and there's all these different venues that you can you got interested in one little thing and look at all the stuff that's out there.
No, I enjoy it. Like I found some really interesting people. I mean, like yourself.
Oh, absolutely.
Other people, the people in the chat. You know what I mean? And like I had a discussion about what my daughter actually seen, and somebody says it might have been an escaped panther. Somebody keeping it as a pet, got too big and got away. Just if we don't explore these things, we'll never know.
Absolutely. But we have to explore in a way where we share the information, because some people explore and they just keep everything to themselves, and people are still in the dark.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
There's got to be, and I know there's people in the community that are trying to do, something along the lines of, collecting information and making it, I don't know, sort of along the lines of, I don't like comparing to the BFRO, but that seems to be everybody's go-to, but nobody wants to, or the original go-to. But there are people out there that are trying to put things together. Steve Ishdahl and Scott Carpenter.
Yeah.
Who else? There's that group, and then there's other groups. But if they get all this information together, it'd be great if they share it. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Derek.
The thing is, there's too many sightings for it not to be real. I don't care what
Absolutely.
anybody says. There's something out there, and if only one person sees it,
it's real.
You understand? It has to be real.
Absolutely.
It's the same thing. I can't turn around to my daughter and say, on her stepfather, and say, "No, Maddie, sorry, Ray, you did not see a black creature move across the road in front of you." They saw that. It annoyed them and disturbed them. It's the same thing. If somebody...
Right, you froze up there for a second. Keep in mind, guys, that Derek is coming to us from Northern Ireland, excuse me.
Yeah, another thing that kind of sucks too is people suffer so much ridicule for it. They don't ever say anything. Imagine how much there is to know out there that people have seen and that we don't know anything about.
Oh,
it's like a word. We talked about it a little bit, and I brought it up before. Of course, I got ridiculed, and they made fun of it. And then once we get out working and get away from everybody, well, my brother's seen one. One of my best friends at work, after he made fun of me for 5 years, he goes, "I never told you, but my brother's seen one." It's like, thanks,
Derek. If you can hear me, you can just pop back on, and I'll bring you back up. Sorry, dude. Sorry.
Oh, okay. You're all right. So that's kind of takes us out at the knees sometimes, but it's just, I wish more people would share, what they know, and there's just so much ridicule. Okay. People won't say anything.
Well, Duke just said, don't forget NASA, the North American Sasquatchers Alliance. That's the best group. International Hominology of Forest People is Dr. Igor Burtsev group.
Yeah.
Well, he's like the head of the hominology department, or in Russia, I know, whatever it is. Intelligent man.
Mr. Duke.
Thanks, Duke. Okay, Steve is creating his own platform to share all his knowledge. I doubt he'll share all of it, but just saying. Gotta have an ace in the hole. Keep a card up your sleeve.
No joke.
Mark Dodman, haters are best to remain silent and be thought fools than to speak and remove all doubt. I think the thing is like there's so many people out there that do get ridiculed. They have an account and they tell their friend or they're telling the wrong people.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know that the average person would know where to turn. Who do I tell this to? Who do I report it to? So that's what we need more of is places besides the BFRO that I see everybody's like, fuck the BFRO. Well, that's what they're saying basically. And, we need more places to turn to and report these things.
Well, what I've been doing is like, if I do come across somebody that tells me about something, I tell them, say, hey, if you come across something or you hear something or somebody tells you or a family member, tell them to call me.
Sure.
Just give them my cell phone number. You got my permission already. Give them my cell phone number. Tell them to call me. We'll talk about it and we'll just have a normal conversation, and who knows what it may lead to. I mean, I get just a little bit more information maybe. Or if I don't get it, see, what I ran into with that before is I would find out and then I would go talk to him, which wasn't that far from my house. It's only like a 15, 20-minute drive. And I would go over there. They don't want you getting on their property. They don't want you going looking around or anything like that. And they were pretty protective, but it was a lot of smaller sections of property. It wasn't huge pieces of property, but it was near the forestry, and they just didn't want it. So I would kind of check it out and go back in behind that area.
Joe, what's up, man? Did I miss something? Or am I just jumping again in the middle of something I shouldn't be? I was just curious. He said, come on now. So I wasn't sure what he was referring to.
I'll say I ain't making up anything yet. I ain't even got anything good.
We'll get there. We'll get there. Oh, oh, geez. Pearl, you're right. Less production series and more down-home talks with average people keeps it real.
Yep, that's right.
Absolutely. Larry says my friend had a picture of cougar in Illinois, and everyone laughed, but he had a picture. So
yep.
Yeah, that's the problem with pictures is people, oh, it's fake, oh, it's this, oh, it's that. Now I understand why people carry audio devices with them.
Yeah, we have them here. I'll tell you something creepy. My wife says, she goes, why don't we go to this feline park? Where at? She said, well, it's about an hour from our house. It's a lot of rescued lions and tigers and cougars.
Bears, oh my.
No, it's all cats.
Had to go there.
My wife says, well, let's just, we was on vacation. I was on vacation that week. She said, we'll just take the kids up there. Kids was really small then. I'm like, okay, so we'll go up there. So we go up there, and it's an hour and 15 minutes from the house. It's not that far. So we're driving down these old gravel country roads, and we pull up, and it looks like somebody drove a bunch of telephone poles in the ground and put up woven wire fence. And there's like lions. I'm talking massive lions, and they're just behind this woven wire. And it's telephone poles. So we were going around, and this young gal was taking us around. She was telling us a little bit about each one and a little bit of history on them and where they come from. And some of them were in the circus, and some of them were mistreated. And this, and I was like, well, that's awesome. This and that and the other. And I said, have any ever got out? And she said, yes. She said, we had a storm one night, and a tree fell and knocked the fence down, and we had a black panther that got out. And I said, well, did you guys ever recover that panther? She said, no, they had never recovered.
Oh.
If a tornado ever hit this place, Mogs, you wouldn't want to live anywhere, because 200 yards across the road, they have the ones that are too wild that they won't put in that woven wire, and the building is full of them.
Oh, geez.
Oh, yeah. That's what I said.
Where is this?
It's called Greencastle, Indiana would be the actual address, but it's way out in the country. It's kind of over near Terre Haute, Indiana.
Okay.
But it will be east of Terre Haute. And but it was cool going around there and seeing it. But I thought, man, I would not want to live here. Big old storm come through, and all those things got out.
No, that doesn't sound fun at all.
If I remember correctly, he told me they had over 100 cats there, but they wasn't all in the area that you got to go and view. And it was a rickety looking place. I mean, it was rickety. It was creepy.
That's scary. I mean, they have right down the road for me here, and just between here and, I don't know, it's probably 6 miles away. It's called Out of Africa, and it's a wildlife park. It's pretty cool, to see like an albino Siberian tiger with sitting next to a full-grown lioness.
Yeah,
it's just to see those animals interact is really wild.
Yeah, they had 3 or 4 Siberians there. They had a white one too, which was really cool.
But it's incredible how big those things really are. When you actually see, you're like, oh, you see them in TV or whatever. Until you get up close, you have no clue.
Then we were walking down through there. Then they all start roaring. The lions did. Like there was some on one side, and then way up here there's more, and they were roaring back and forth. It was really cool.
Could you feel it?
Yeah. I mean, it was creepy. Yeah, you could feel it. It was creepy. I wouldn't want to run into them in the wild, but it was real interesting. Then the funny part was we were walking around. There's like a group of 8, and this one woman, I don't know what, she was spiffed up, real nice dress clothing, and that young girl that was taking us around, she looked at that woman and she says, "Ma'am," she about the time she got out, that one of those cats sprayed her.
Oh, never mind, man.
Oh yeah, it sprayed her good too.
Yeah. Well, I see Derek's back in chat. I want to thank you, Derek, for coming on. And sorry you lost signal, but yeah, anytime you want to come on, dude.
Mopes, I'm gonna jump off here and go to bed.
Right on, Jamie. Well, I appreciate you popping on. I'm gonna pop off here anyway.
Okay.
It's an hour and 55 minutes.
I'll catch you later and let you close out. It was good seeing
Right
you.
on. Good seeing you too.
Thank
you so
catch
much.
You later.
No
problem.
Bye. Good night. Excuse me. That was rude. I'm looking. You can tell I was in the sun today. I got these little little splotches of sunburn. Josh, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Who else is in here? Bobby Ounce, what's up? Well, guys, it's been a good night. Hope I kept you guys occupied. I want to thank everybody for coming on. Jamie, Tex, definitely. Thank you so much for coming on tonight. Derek, anytime you want to come on, man, we'll get you on again. Just blowing through here. And if I missed anybody, saying hi to anybody, Abs, what's up? Apologize. Well, guys, it's that time. It's close enough. I want to thank everybody for coming on tonight, and also everybody in chat. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. You guys really kick ass. Hey, Bell, what's happening? Mid-South. I don't see everybody in chat, so I that's why you'll just hear me. Gloria, thank you. Good night. It's like I have Tourette's. Uncle Bones! What's going on, dude? All right. Enough of that. Guys, I will be on again this Thursday. No plans right now. We might just, kick it for a while without guests. We'll see how it goes. Or I'll find somebody. It's been a while. That's I started with guests, and then I got away from just hanging out with you guys. And I kind of missed that, where I just put it out there and whoever wants to come on. Is my COVID acting up, Lockbeard? No. Just have a cold, maybe? Yeah, we'll go with that. I don't give a rat's ass about COVID. You get it, you get it. Just pray you don't. I pray you don't. I hope everybody's healthy. Anyway, guys, I'll see you guys. I can keep babbling on. You guys know that. I got to stop reading chat. Here, let me block chat. All right, guys. I'll see you Thursday. Thanks again. If you like the show tonight, hit the thumbs up. That like, hit the subscribe, share the video. You never know who's going to like it. All right, guys. Thanks again. Peace and God bless.